Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I am Dr. Elizabeth Rogers. For those of you who do not know me, who are new to my page, I am a Harvard trained holistic health practitioner and chronic health expert and medical intuitive for high level women who understand that health is wealth. And I provide elite transformational health coaching for women who take their health seriously so that you can create optimal health and well being, mind, body, and spirit. So, as promised in the last live that I did, I told you I was going to share a story today that's really personal to me and will resonate really deeply with all of you. And it's an honor to share it. And I'm sure that she's probably going to get to see this at some point. And the story's actually about my mom. And I know that a lot of you are living in situations just like this. And I hope that this story will remind you of the importance of putting yourself and your health first. So, my mom, multi talented woman, brilliant, and also diehard people pleaser. She has always been, or at least in the past before this event happened, she was always on the bottom of the totem pole. Everyone, including me, first, everyone else first, her second. And if you looked up stress in the dictionary, it probably said two words: Sue Rogers. She lived it. And I watched her put everybody and everything first and be a giver and take care of all of us, putting all of our needs, our desires, our wants on top of her own, sacrificing her own health and well being for the good of all of us, especially her children. And I know my brothers would absolutely agree. I have two younger brothers, by the way, side note about me. So for my mom, her health and well-being weren't something that was on the top of her list. They were more like an afterthought. And on October 3rd of 2016, also one of my brother's birthdays, she was out showing houses. She is a bomb ass, amazing real estate agent. I would argue the best that there is out there, but of course, I'm a little biased, but she really is. I'm not just saying that. So she was out showing houses that day, doing her thing, and she started having a stroke. So obviously, she drove home and started baking apple dumplings. Now, my parents own an ice cream franchise, and in October, apple dumplings are a big hit. They do a big festival every year. And so she went home to get the apple dumplings ready, even though she knew and she would tell you, and someday I will have her come on here and just putting my phone on do not disturb so I can be fully present. And someday I'll have her come on here with me live so that she can also tell you her story from her perspective, because of course it will be even more touching and impactful, I'm sure, than me sharing it from my own perspective. But see, here's the thing. My dad could have made those dumplings. Somebody else could have made them. Anyone could have made them, but she chose to go home and do it herself. And only hours later, when it became clear to her that time was running out, she reluctantly went to the emergency room. So, as a scientist, as a doctor, in that moment, I realized that my mom's life, like yours and mine, is an experiment. And by the age of 57, she had given up all control. So, my mom suffered a massive stroke that day, not one, not two, but she actually suffered over the course of the next month 6 massive strokes. She lost the use of the entire left side of her body, and she couldn't feel anything at all. She couldn't move her arm or leg, walk, write, go to the bathroom, feed herself. I watched my mom lose everything. She lost her singing voice. She was very passionate and still is about singing and music, and has a trained operatic singing voice. So for her, that loss was devastating. And when we asked doctors what we could do, we were repeatedly told, all you can do is manage your symptoms. You'll never get back what you lost. Healing is out of the question. When she said she wanted to try to regain her function, walk, write, put makeup on, they told her she'd never be able to do it. They made her feel like an incapable child rather than an adult with the power to create anything she set her focus and attention on. And when she asked questions or advocated for herself, she felt embarrassed, degraded, robbed of her dignity. She felt like the entire medical community was out to get her. And she knew that if she wanted to heal and not merely manage, she'd have to put herself first for maybe the first time in her life. And I'm telling you the short version of the story here. One day, the doctors said that they ordered braces for her legs since she would never be able to walk normally again. And that was the breaking point when my mom just said no. And I remember her saying to me, I'm walking again. I'm putting my high heels on again. I'm wearing my damn makeup again. And because of that, she took control. One decision, one day, one fight at a time. I watched her take it all back after 6 massive strokes, something that most people would never survive. Something that a lot of people would have accepted the labels being placed upon them and gone into a nursing home, which is what they wanted her to do so she could stare at the wall. But my mom found that unacceptable, and of course, so did I. And do you know what she does now? She walks completely normally. She makes apple dumplings, she wears her damn heels, and she sings. Every single thing they told her she'd never do again, she does them all. If she would have allowed them to control the variables, she'd be permanently disabled and impaired today. Instead, she decided to take charge. Now, her doctors and specialists truly consider her some kind of miracle. So I hope that you can understand the power that you have, each and every one of us has living inside of us to create optimal health and well-being, to create the health and life of our dreams, to create anything we want. Anything is possible when we decide to take responsibility for it. When you decide to take responsibility for your health and well-being, you can have anything you want. You can create anything you want. It's important to know about the external factors that impact your health and ability to heal, but that's really only part of the puzzle, right? And it was before this event happened, when I had my near-death experience years before this happened to my mom, but especially it was emphasized living through this experience with my mom that there are multiple problems here, right? First of all, doctors are not trained to heal. They are trained to diagnose. I know I have taught inside of medical schools. I've worked with doctors. I've worked in clinical practice. I've worked as a scientific researcher. I know. And you can go look at medical school curriculum if you like, but I'm happy to share those details with you. So part of the problem is that doctors are not trained to heal. So when my mom told them she wanted to heal, they didn't have anything that they could offer her. And another part of the problem is that we've been trained to give too much power away and not enough to ourselves. And what shape does that power take? One of the shapes it takes is labels. We let medical professionals assign us labels. We let everything, not just medical professionals, but we let a lot of the world assign us labels that make us feel hopeless, fearful, stressed, or defeated. Years before this happened to my mom, after my near-death experience, I gave all my power away to those labels for too many years. They kept me frozen in place. I started turning inward to then look at the barriers I'd created in the form of labels I'd simply adopted without question, beliefs and thoughts about my ability to be as healthy and well as I desired. And in my mom's case, she was doing the exact same thing. So we went through the library of stories and labels that we'd told ourselves on our healing journeys. And I know, and if you're not aware, science and physics teaches us that everything is energy. The molecular structure and function of individual cells can be impacted by energy. Research proves this, and I could share with you many different examples of scientific studies you can go look up on YouTube or Google with amazing results to prove this to you. So it's science. It's fact. It's not opinion. So, of course, negative, unhelpful, or unwanted labels are going to imprint their energy on the structure and function of our own cells. So, being vibrantly healthy for my mom on her journey, and for me on my own too, and for each and every one of you, it means letting go of the labels that don't serve us and choosing new ones that do. Rejecting the labels that have been handed out to us for decades. For my mom, she threw them back where they came from. And by turning inward and working from the inside out, addressing the factors that impact our health and ability to heal, that's how we can truly transform our health. And inside of my private practice with my one-on-one clients, I teach them how to do exactly this. I fuse my skills as a Harvard-trained PhD chronic health expert, master medical intuitive, and transformational health coach to help you transform into the best version of yourself and be the healthiest you've ever been, mind, body, and spirit, because health truly is wealth. And I don't care how much wealth you have financially. I don't care how much wealth and abundance you have in your life around you. You cannot truly enjoy any of that. Nothing else in your life can thrive if you're not feeling your best. If you're not in optimal health and well-being, if you're not taking responsibility for putting yourself and your health first. So after all of these experiences, especially with my mom, I realized that life is kind of like an experiment. You can control the conditions of yours, but only if you stop giving all your power away, especially to things like the labels handed out to us by mainstream medicine. Labels, beliefs, thoughts, they are some of the fastest forms of energy. And like I said, our body and our cells are impacted by energy. So imagine why you're probably in the place you're in. If you're not feeling your best and you're listening to this, the truth is that you have created that reality. That's how powerful you are. So powerful beyond measure, you know? So I hope this resonates with you, and I hope that what it reminds you of is the importance of putting yourself and your health first and not waiting for pain, for suffering, for some catastrophic event to come around to finally decide that you're going to put yourself and your health first. And I know when I bring my mom on here to talk with you all and you get a chance to hear her version of the story from her lived perspective, she will tell you the same thing. Don't wait. Now is the best time to take action. If you're out there, if you're a successful spiritual woman who's ready to up-level your health, vitality, longevity, and overall well-being, there is no coincidence that you're here watching this right now. And inside of Transform Your Health, my 6-month program, I'm going to guide you and teach you all of the secrets that my high-level clients and I implement to be the healthy, wealthy light workers that we came here to be, with no barriers in our way. The same secrets that literally saved my life and saved my mom's. So you have powerful choices that you can make. And those choices, again, have everything to do with the energy and frequency that your body is vibrating. And again, your body, your cells, your health and well-being are reacting and responding accordingly because you are the director of your life. You can choose to continue being and feeling exactly the way you are right now, or you can choose to take action and do something different so you can finally get what you want. So imagine, what if instead you gave yourself a label, one, an identity, one that makes you feel confident, empowered, unstoppable, and free. So send me a DM now to tell me you're ready to take your power back and transform your health and your life. I know there are so many of you out there who are ready to do that. I will be super excited to connect with you again soon. In the meantime, I am very intentionally sending out a big giant wave of love, of positive healing and supportive energy. I know you can feel it if you're watching, and I will be connecting with you again soon. I hope you have a great day.